and welcome to M1 Yarns and the Michigan Makers. I am Jamie, also known as M1 Yarns on Instagram, the interweb, Facebook, everywhere. And I'm coming to you from Michigan with my co-host, Danielle. Danielle, please introduce yourself.
Why do you sound so formal?
I know. That was like more of an intro.
So my name is Danielle, also known as Danielle Crafts 08 on Instagram. On Facebook, it's just my name, Danielle Stringer, and I'm not as active as on Ravelry as I should be. So if you want to find me, you have to find me on IG at Danielle Crafts 08.
And today we are changing things up in a little bit, doing the Zoomlandia thing because we're trying to do our part to help control this crazy virus that is COVID. And so we want it to be ultra safe and kind of follow the rules and be together apart. So
yeah.
Let's see, what is this episode? Wait a minute.
6?
Shouldn't I look this up before we hit record?
I know. I don't know why we don't look this up. Maybe because we don't watch all of our episodes, but I do believe it's 6 because the last time you recorded was with Gwen. Yep. And I think that was 5, or maybe that was 6 and this is 7.
Okay.
But anyway, welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Old subscribers, new subscribers, if you're just finding us. Hopefully you hit like below and hit subscribe. We plan to bring more content. Unfortunately, we started our podcast at a time that the world was changing and we didn't know it. Our very first recording was when we had maybe 200 cases in Michigan. If that, I don't even know if it was that, because I felt like I went into a panic when they said 2 cases.
Yeah.
So they said 2. I was like, oh my God, it's blowing up. Michigan is blowing up. But, and so things are much worse now, but we still want to make sure we try to keep the community engaged because realistically, this is all some of us have. So,
yeah. So this is episode 7. So I don't know if this is like a lucky episode or something. But we haven't, of course, with the pandemic and just life that is 2020 and the challenges that this year has brought everyone, we haven't been able to record as much as we really would like, but we thank you for joining us because our whole goal with this podcast was really to talk about not only yarn and knitting, which is obviously as shown by our what we're wearing, which we'll talk about in a second. It's our passion, but we also enjoy other crafty pursuits, sewing, card making, candle making, all sorts of things. And through this podcast, we wanted to bring makers of all kinds together to learn about all sorts of talent and opportunities, festivals in a non-COVID life, and makers. That was why the last episode I hosted Gwen. So if you didn't watch that episode, that was a really fun interview. And so Danielle, why don't we kick off talking about some crafts since you have been a busy lady?
So, yeah. So, you know, my daughter's 5th birthday is coming up. And originally, I wanted to give her an experience as opposed to a party.
Yeah.
And that experience was, I was going to plan to take her to New York. But obviously COVID happened. So in the beginning, I was thinking, well, maybe in December things will be better. New York isn't that cold. Like at the beginning of December, it's okay. And I was going to take her to the Trolls experience and all of these different things. And so I thought, well, maybe by December things with COVID will be okay. Well, here we are, almost December in a couple of days, and things aren't okay. So we decided to just do cake and ice cream at home. And I'm going to decorate it. So I've been working on decorations. I don't have any of them up here with me. They're all like in the basement in my studio. I call the basement my studio, my paper studio. But, and then the tutu, you know, the tutu that I made, it is way too glittery. I spent a lot of time yesterday vacuuming up glitter And I'm not looking forward to that on her birthday. So she can't go into the living room at all when she has on that tutu. I'm definitely going to post some photos of the things that I've done. And it's nothing too extravagant. I'm just doing a banner that says happy birthday. She wanted a mermaid theme. And my friend is going to loan me her table. I went and got a tablecloth yesterday. I made her tutu. I'm going to make her shirt. I'm going to make her some mermaid hair bows. So it's going to be super cute. I actually started making her birthday shirts when I was planning her first birthday party. You know how you're on Etsy and you want to buy things? Mm-hmm. And I wanted to buy some cupcake toppers. And and they were cute, and they were like little ballerina cupcake toppers with tulle, and so cute. So I emailed the seller and I asked her, because there was a difference, you could get it plain or you can get it with the tulle. And I asked the seller, how much is it with the tulle? She said $30. And I was thinking to myself, $30 for some cupcake toppers that people are going to remove as soon as they choose their cupcake and throw away. And this was just for a dozen. And I had about 3 dozen cupcakes because it was a huge birthday party, because it was our first birthday party. So I said, well, let me think about this here. I can buy my own Cricut because I know they either use a Cricut or a silhouette. I can buy some tulle, I can buy some sticks, and I can cut out a little ballerina and put on, a little tutu on a ballerina. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And that's what I did. And I started making her birthday stuff since. But I go back to the experience and I think about the time that it takes to make things. Mm-hmm. And I said $30 was about right. Yeah. That was about right for that, because she had to cut them, she had to assemble them, she had to design it. Well, she probably didn't have to design it because she already had the design, but it was a lot of work in it. And so I said $30 was probably about right, but that's okay because now I can do it myself, and I feel really proud that most of her things are mommy made.
Well, I can't wait to see the whole birthday celebration. So that's been really fun because you've been doing not only fabric crafts, but paper crafts and also.
Yeah, I'm working on a set of Christmas cards for a friend of mine. I'm going to work on that some more today as well. I have some labels. My cousin actually ordered some labels for her canisters. Mm-hmm. I designed that, and then I'm going to cut those. And now we just moved into our new house, and so we finally got a console table because we were going back and forth on what we wanted to get. And so we finally settled on one and we got it. And now I'm going to Reggie got a really nice frame. So I'm going to make a Wi-Fi passcode sheet, but I'm going to foil it. So, Reggie is a real graphic designer.
Yeah.
And what I mean by real, like, I'm a fake graphic designer. He's a real graphic designer. So he was like, well, do you want me to design? I'm like, no, I want to figure it out. So I'm going to create a cute little Wi-Fi sign. I'm going to do that probably within the next couple of days. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff going on outside of knitting.
Yeah. Although this was Thanksgiving week, which is always, a little bit busier. I wanted to decorate the house. I cooked for my family. I spent the whole day cooking, and
I know.
I envisioned that after dinner I would sit down and actually knit, but we ended up sitting up and talking late into the evening, and I just haven't gotten very much knitting time this week, which is really disappointing because this coming week is going to be December. I'm trying to finish this cardigan for my husband that I've been talking about since episode 1.
Since the first episode.
We started podcasting in March, right? Mm-hmm. I have not touched it since before that episode.
Well, that's how I feel about my weekender, which I'm actually going to frog and repurpose the yarn. We can talk about that later.
Yeah, but while we're talking about knitting, I have 2 kind of funny things I'm going to talk about. The first thing that I am knitting on, which I'm not knitting on it while we podcast because it's mohair color work. Mm-hmm. This is my Brightfeather Sweater by...
Oh, wow, you had a lot done.
Yeah, by Jennifer Steingas of Knit Love Wool is her Instagram. And you can kind of get that fuzz factor of the mohair. So the mohair is held double. I think I showed this on our last episode where we were together, maybe episode 5.
I think so. You had just started over or something like that.
Yeah, I was just in this like very top section of the feather motif. It's been really slow going, but I'm on round like 40 of 59 of the color work. And although it's been tedious, I've actually been really enjoying it. And so I wouldn't discourage people from, you know, making this out of fear of mohair, or which I'm like obsessed with mohair, or color work.
Yeah, you got me obsessed with mohair.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, this is going to be probably in my top 3 sweaters ever. And I'm knitting it with my Riding on Air base, which is mohair silk. It's a lace weight, just held double. And this has really been a joy. So I'm afraid that this is going to get set to the side until I finish this cardigan I'm making for Donovan, which I'm not going to talk about it anymore until the next episode, when I can hopefully show some progress, because I'm just going to jinx myself.
Yeah, Reggie asked about the heels on his socks. He actually wore a pair of socks that I made him yesterday.
Nice.
And so I'm actually going to cast those heels on probably Thursday after Raven's birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I've been knitting, which I think I've been like texting you about, was, and if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I test knit the Carmella Vest for Molly of Ponder and Ply. But I had posted some finished object photos when I finished the test knit for her deadline. And in the photo, I'm wearing this tank, and I'm just gonna try to like sit up a little bit. This chair is short, but I had it tucked into a high-waisted skirt because basically my row gauge was off, and I was trying to accommodate for that to get through the project. But when I actually, you know, finished and figured out how I want to style it down the road, I realized I didn't want to tuck it in. I actually wanted it to be a cropped length, not a like a hip length. And so this is knit from the bottom up. And so I actually did something I've never done before, is the solution to unraveling your cast on edge, or basically hacking off the bottom of a project. If you bound off here, obviously you can just frog it up.
Right.
The waist was my cast on edge. I literally had to cut it off, and I did it twice because the first time I didn't take off enough. This is basically the section that I cut off, and I had to do a little research. This was skill building, but I cut one stitch, and then you literally have to like unweave it.
Yeah, that's how you do an afterthought heel.
Okay. Yeah. And then you take the stitches back on your needle. And then, you know, I texted you this the other day. Silly me, late night knitting, very dangerous. I did a regular tight bind off on the waist. There was no way I would even get it over my shoulders, let alone my bust. So then I had to undo the bind off, and I ended up doing actually adding a little bit of ribbing. And then I did Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off, and I'm very happy with it.
I only do that sometimes.
Okay.
Because if you do it and it's too stretchy, it'll pucker at the bottom. And it'll like change the shape of it, because I actually have a sweater behind me. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like that orange sweater. Yeah. And I did the stretchy bind off, and I didn't love it. And so I took the bind off out, and then I redid it with the bigger needle. I just did a regular bind off with the bigger needle. And so I think that's the route that I'm going to go with, that is a bigger needle at the waist. And then at the wrist, when I'm binding off my sleeves, which is what I did with this, I did a bigger needle and the stretchy for this. I'm okay doing the stretchy for the sleeve, but I didn't particularly care for it on my waist.
Yeah. So, since you're talking about that, why don't we talk about what we're wearing?
Okay. So I am finally finished with my cozy classic raglan. I've been finished for a little while now. So, you know, I had a time with the sleeve. This isn't the shirt that I wanted to wear with this. I'm kind of annoyed by it, but I couldn't find the shirt that I wanted to wear, but maybe next time. So I had a lot of like stop start going with this sweater. I could have been done with it a long time ago. Look like my hair's sticking up. And then the sleeves, remember after I blocked it, I told you the sleeves are like way too tight. Like trying to get my hand through them, my hands hurt. Who's wearing a shirt or a sweater where your hands hurt trying to get it through? So I unbound the sleeves a couple times. I went up a couple needle sizes and I did the stretchy bind off. And again, I wasn't too worried about the stretchy bind off because I know that this is something that I'll layer and you'll probably never like see it. But it feels really good. I really like this pattern. I would make it again, especially if I have like a stash DK laying around and I need to find something to do with it. I would definitely do this because it is a classic sweater. It is something that you can just throw on over anything or even wear it alone. Mine is probably a little more cropped. You can't see it. And if I stand up, then I'm going to have to readjust the camera and all that. I'm not doing that. I don't feel like all that. But it came out a little more cropped than I wanted. So I would probably make it a little bit longer, which I usually do because of my gauge. My gauge is usually off on sweaters, and so I have to make them longer than the pattern called for. And I did. I thought I made it longer, but apparently it wasn't as long. I won't say that it wasn't long enough because it is long enough for me to wear it the way that I want to wear it. But I'm really happy with this pattern. I really love the way that this yarn feels. Can you guess what yarn this is?
Is that some M1 yarns?
It is. But I especially love the way this yarn feel, and especially after I wet blocked it. Yeah. I don't know if you know it or not, but I was not a blocker like a while ago, like a year or maybe a year ago. I think I just got into like wet blocking because I'm just way too impatient to do it. But I love the way that it felt after I blocked it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy. I got some other things that I should be done with soon. This is an FO, so this counts as what I'm wearing and an FO. And then I have another FO and I have 2 whips going.
And that's the Easy Rider DK base, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the colorway Desert Party.
Yes.
It's beautiful on you. I mean,
I love it. Thank you.
You are just stunning.
Thank you. So yeah, you talked a little bit about your whip. So I have 2 whips and 1 FO.
Okay.
Well, one that I'm wearing, but I have a sock. I don't know if you can see that.
It's getting like a little bit blown out. I think you have to cover your face. Like move it closer, but cover your face. Like do it like this. Move it closer.
To who? To my face or to the screen?
The camera.
Well, here's the yarn. Here's the yarn. It's a sock.
Oh, it's a sock.
It's the beginning of a sock. I started it on Thanksgiving. Wanted to get a little more done, but I just hadn't really had time to finish a ribbing. I don't know why it takes me so long to finish a ribbing on a sock, but it takes me forever to do 20 rows of ribbing on 64 stitches. And maybe because the needles are smaller and I just get sick of doing it. But yeah, once I get to the stockinette part of it, I think I'm going to do a German short row heel on it with the contrasting color. This is the, what do you call that? Pumpkin Spice set by Artistic Lily.
Nice.
Because and let me tell you why I cast it on, because I got her Christmas set. So I said, I can't even cast on the Christmas set if I haven't cast on the fall set. So let me try to get the pumpkin spice done by Christmas. And then on Christmas, I'll cast on the Christmas set. We'll see. And I have, oh my God, this is like my favorite thing. I think this is going to be my favorite. Now, it looks like a jumbled mess, okay? Because it's strings everywhere, just big blob of yarn. But look at this color. Isn't this amazing?
It is like glowing.
Oh my God. I mean, and when I wear this, like I have my makeup picked out, my lipstick, my pants, my shoe, like I have my whole outfit picked out and I don't even know where I'm going. But so this is my Kaleidoscope. I got some things falling on the floor. This is my Kaleidoscope Pullover. I am a part of the KnitCollage Fall Knit Along. And I won a scholarship. I've never won anything in my life. I will take that back. I did win a tub of candy corn one time. I was in 7th grade. I don't even know how I won it, but they called my name over the PA and I went and got my prize and it was a tub of candy corn. And then I ate the candy corn so much that I got sick and I've never touched candy corn since. But this color is called Honeysuckle. When KnitCollage was, when Amy was posting about the different patterns and the yarn, I was so happy to see that there was a solid color and a long sleeve. The other one was long sleeve as well, but a solid color, long sleeve Kaleidoscope. This is my second time knitting this pattern. I did a stripe pattern in the spring and now I'm doing the solid, but I made a few modifications because I didn't want it to look like the same sweater. So I did a rib bottom. The bottom was a crochet edge. I didn't do that. Okay. I just did a rib bottom. And then for my sleeve, my other sleeve is on. I'm almost finished with the other sleeve. But I did kind of a, what do you call this sleeve?
Bishop sleeve.
Yes, a bishop sleeve. So I did a slight bishop sleeve and
it's beautiful.
Made a smaller rib. And I'm so proud of myself because I did this all like freehand, trial and error, trying different needle sizes, a different number of stitches. And so I was able to like settle on 10 was the magic number. I tried it on, it looks great. I need to, oh wait, I think some of this, I need to hurry up and I need to hurry up and weave this in before my kid tears more of this yarn off.
Yeah.
The good thing about this yarn is that it's easy to frog. Like you can take your needles out and frog to where you need to go and easily get your needles back in without worrying about dropping stitches. So I'm on sleeve number 2. I think I'm about an inch or 2 away from decreasing and then the ribbing, and then I will be done with this. I'm going to do a steam block on this because this is so thick. Yeah. I'm afraid to do the wet block because it may stay wet too long. So I'm going to do a steam block on this. I'm telling you, I cannot wait to wear this.
I call dibs. If you ever get sick of that sweater, it has to come over here.
Okay. I will will this. I will never get sick of it. I will will it to you. Okay.
Okay. And if you do get sick of it, maybe we can do like a sweater swap for yarn. Like just pick something.
I don't think I would ever get, I mean, because I love yarn, but I don't even think I would exchange it for yarn.
Okay.
That's how much I love it. So this is the whip that I'm actively working on and off. I'm going to finish the sleeve. I'll probably finish the sleeve by the weekend again. I'm so busy with the birthday and other projects that I need to like get shipped out. I really don't have time. But I have FO, so I'm proud of myself.
Can we do it together?
Oh yeah, so I have, yep. Oh, but then I'm gonna have to keep this on because it's gonna make me have hat hair. But I have my Fast and Fuzzy hat by M1 Yarns that she challenged me to knit in a day.
Yeah.
And I did. I knitted in a couple hours. And it probably would have been shorter if I didn't have to like keep frogging and playing around. Because again, I have to play around with the length of things. And so I had to probably make it a little bit longer. And if I did it again, I would make it even longer. But I didn't do the palm because I don't love them. But this was a quick, fast, easy knit. And you get a warm hat out of it. And I'm happy with it. Now I have to keep it on because I'm going to have hat hair if I take it off.
Yeah. So this is a kit on my website, and it uses my fast and fibrous yarn. The kit includes one skein of the bulky yarn, a snap-on for palm.
Oh, that's how you put it on? Snap?
Yeah. That way you can wash your hat and like not ruin your palm, you know. And the kit also includes the pattern. The pattern is available on Ravelry if you just want the pattern. But oh, and speaking of this kit with the palms, I just got, so I have lots of colorways for the yarn, and I have lots of palm options, but I just got some new ones in. I have to show you. Look at this. Let's see if it's blowing up. That turquoise is new.
Okay.
I got like almost like a, this actually looks really good together. It's almost like a,
that is cute. Thread. That is cute. You know, I'm not a fuzzy palm fan, but they look cute.
And then I got some like new shades of purple, which actually looks kind of good with this sweater. Here we go. So lots of options. And then of course I have neutrals, grays and whites and creams. And then I just mailed out this other kit that someone ordered. It had this palm in it, which is like a blush.
Okay.
That's blowing out, but.
Yeah, it looks white.
Here we go. That's closer. Pretty. Anyway, I'm obsessed with this hat. So nice.
It feels good. I haven't worn it outside. I mean, to be honest with you, I just weaved in the ends this morning after eating breakfast, and I hadn't had an opportunity to wear it outside, but I've been outside and I wish that I had it. Yeah. But I'm excited now because I am going to wear it outside.
And the green with your pink sweater is rocking your sorority colors. So I feel like that's a little homage to our new vice president.
Yes. And my coat that I wear in the wintertime is I have a green coat and I have a pink coat.
Nice.
And so this is going to look good with both of them.
Beautiful. Well, you look great.
Thank you. So I'm going to keep this on because again, I'm going to have hat hair if I take it off.
Right. Oh, I should mention what I'm wearing.
Yeah, I was wondering. I forgot to ask you what were you wearing.
This is the Ranunculous.
Oh, that's your long sleeve.
It's my long sleeve one. I have a short sleeve one. And this is my mohair silk base, which is riding on air again, held with a skein of yarn from Lola Bean. And this is honestly like one of my favorite sweaters. I just love the texture and the lace work.
I feel like I had a little lipstick.
Anyway, so I thought the autumn colors in this, I thought were perfect for Thanksgiving week.
You know what? I love your neckline. How did you do the other cast on? Because there's two cast ons for that.
Yeah.
Did you do the?
There's one more like a crew neck and then one a little bit more boat necky. Not like this, but I'm such a loose knitter and I knew I wanted it to be like this to just give it something different.
Yeah, mine isn't that loose, but I'm going to do a long sleeve, and I'm actually going to do it in Lola Bean. I forget the colorway, but it was the exclusive colorway at Strengthening Night at Rhinebeck, and I'm going to do my long sleeve in that. Something that I realized I have to do is stay ahead of the seasons because I'm thinking about fall. Yep, I'm going to use that. I'm thinking about fall and spring, and I need to like shift that because I have all of this yarn for the fall that I haven't touched yet. And so realistically, I won't be wearing that again until, or really not wearing it or making it until next fall. So I think I'm going to do a better job of like planning out my knits. I get so impulsive when something new comes out and then I want to jump on it right then and there, and I forget about the stuff that I have.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. Like, this is our hobby. It's supposed to be fun and soothing in 2020. And so, like, I mean, this is our joy, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be on a yarn diet, and I've been doing really good. I have my yarn fell on the floor. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Are you going to tell us about your yarn diet?
Mm-hmm. So, do you remember Old Rusted Chair?
Yeah.
We met
Lou.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love her yarn, and I've been saying that I'm going to buy some yarn from her for a while. And so she posted a colorway called Panic in Detroit. Mm-hmm. And because I am from Detroit, and I say 482, okay, because that's Detroit, not 483 or 480, none of that. 482 is where I'm from, and I just leave off the other numbers because I've moved around a lot. But when I saw this colorway,
the 313.
I am from 313 proper. Yes, 313 proper. And so when I saw this colorway, Panic in Detroit, I said, I have to have it. But I'm on a yarn diet. I'm not supposed to buy any more yarn because I have so much yarn. So this is the colorway. Oh, and I think you can see it.
Yeah.
So it's like blues, like this rustic color, speckles. It is so pretty. So what I did was I said, instead of buying a sweaters quantity, I'll buy a hat quantity. It is taking everything in me not to email her and say, do you have more? But I'm gonna make a hat. I already know how I want to style this. So I'm gonna be happy with what I have, and I'm gonna knit a hat out of this. But again, it's called Panic in Detroit, and it's by Old Rusted Chair. And I love her colorways. Her colorways are always so pretty.
Yeah.
That is my only yarn purchase over the last couple of weeks. Again, I did recently purchase my sock kit from Artistic Lily. That hasn't come yet. But other than that, I have not purchased a sweaters quantity of yarn in a while because I just have to make some more sweaters first.
Yeah. Well, maybe talking about breaking yarn diets is a good opportunity for me to talk about a couple things.
Okay.
In my shop, I have for Advent kits, I decided to make the anti-Advent kit for my shop this year.
What's an anti-Advent kit?
Like, instead of doing 24 minis, I decided I wasn't in the mood for minis.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember.
And I wanted to sell kits with full skeins, like purposeful. And I collaborated with Pea Pod Threads in Colorado, where I'm originally from. The label is, it's because I have it backwards. Never mind. So she made these adorable project bags for me. They have pockets in them. They hold easily, like, probably 4 skeins. And so I took the colors of that bag and made dyed 2 skeins of Aran Weight Superwash Merino with 1 skein of my Writing on Air Mohair Silk Blend. And the kit contains this yarn, the bag, a set of my yarn themed, it's blowing out, yarn themed soy. So close to mastering this.
I just think it has a lot to do with Zoom, with the ring light, and just a whole bunch of other things.
Go on my website. I'll insert a photo if I can. But these are sugar cookie scented. And then the kit also contains 2 faux fur pom-poms And my intention with this yarn was that people could make the pull the wool over hat by Espace Tricot, which is a free hat pattern on Ravelry. And you can make 2 hats, one to keep and one to gift for the holidays. And I think I have a couple more of these kits available in the shop. So check that out. And then
nice.
Speaking of other kits and yarn buying opportunities, this coming weekend, I am vending at Kristy Glass's virtual Knit and Escape retreat.
Oh, wow. That's this coming weekend? That came fast.
Yeah, it's a whole weekend long, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's, so if you buy, there's 2 different ticket types. You can get either a class, like a specific class you want to attend. You get that ticket. You also get the marketplace ticket, which gets you into all sorts of free events as well, like a tea tasting, a yoga thing, a charity knit night, a couple different like lectures that are going to be hosted. Or you can just get a marketplace ticket, which is $10, and you get opportunities for all sorts of giveaways. I'm going to be having a very special giveaway that I'm going to post about on Instagram this week. And I'm sure Kristy will too, so check that out. But the special kit that I am creating for this market is also including a bag by Pea Pod Threads that I had her make.
Oh, nice.
This is like the first time I'm really sharing this.
Yeah, because I think I asked you about the colorway for the kit.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Nice.
And this is obviously like large. You could put a bulky sweater in here. And I will be having a whole yarn exciting surprise kit that includes this project bag exclusive to the market. So stay tuned for that.
I can't wait to see the yarn for that.
Yeah, I can't wait to actually get around to dyeing it.
Here's what I want to know. Can I just go to the knit night? Like, can I just pay to go to the charity knit night? Or do I have to do other things like classes?
No, you don't have to do classes. Like if you just want to do the marketplace with all the extra like events, you just buy that ticket. And then if there's specific classes that you want to take, then you can just buy a class ticket. So it's knitandescape.com, I think is the website.
Yeah, I browsed it, but I didn't get a chance to like go back and decide what I wanted to do. I hope it's not too late.
No, I think there's tickets still available. So go check that out. I know Amanda Solomon is doing a class.
Yeah, I saw.
KnitCollage is doing something for the event.
Yeah, I thought about taking that class because I don't know if it's going to be Amy or Vanessa, but somebody's going to be talking about making bracelets with like your scrap KnitCollage yarn. And I have a ton of scrap KnitCollage yarn, and they make these cute crochet bracelets. And I have the pattern, but I would love to like see it in live action in order to like make it.
Definitely. Yeah. So although we can't be together for like real retreats right now, I think that virtual retreat is a really fun idea.
Yeah. And originally the in-person one was like this would have been this last weekend, right?
Right.
Okay.
In upstate New York. And then it so now it's rescheduled to next November. Yeah, for real. So there's lots of vendors for this virtual retreat. There's going to be so many great giveaways and all sorts of fun. So go check it out. I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah,
Speaking of gift knitting, do you gift knit for the holiday?
Not really, but it's funny you should say that because the one thing I am determined to do is the cardigan, which I already mentioned, which I'm not gonna talk about anymore. But I am a selfish knitter. I mean, for me, it's like very much, you know, just something I do for me. But my sister-in-law and this is hilarious, so just stick with me. My sister-in-law texted me the other day and she said, do you know how to knit on a loom? And I said, I mean, I can like conceptually think about it, but to me, once you're knitting on 2 needles, it's a whole different.
Yeah.
So I asked her, why are you asking me this? And my niece, who is like 5, apparently got this frozen loom kit.
Yeah. Ryan has an American Girl doll hat loom thing. And I actually didn't know how to knit. I don't understand it.
Well, so she sent me pictures of the directions and I'm like, I mean, I get it, but it would be so much easier on needles.
I know.
Right.
I mean, because you're like going over, and then it's almost like you're recasting on, and then you're going over. And I'm like, that seems like a lot of work.
So if anyone watching knows how to do both traditional knitting and loom knitting, please comment below to help me understand this. But the long and the short of it is she asked me to make this for her. And I said, yeah, just mail it to me. And basically I'm going to look at it and figure out how to do it on needles. Because I mean, when I looked at like the gauge, you know, she sent me this yarn.
Mm-hmm.
And then, which, I mean, it looks like kind of maybe an Aran to bulky weight. And then I looked at the gauge of the loom, and I'm just going to figure out how to basically convert, you know, like what millimeter size this is. Do it like, you know, whatever on needles flat, and then just be done with it.
You know what? Maybe because Ryan knows how to knit, like with needles. We never figured out the whole loom thing. Maybe I'll do the same thing with the American Girl doll loom. We can just take the yarn and she can just knit a hat with her needles.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
So stay tuned for progress on that.
And I got Raven a weaving loom.
Cool.
Yeah, so I have to put the legs on it.
Yeah, I would like to learn weaving.
It seems simple enough that a 4-year-old can do it, but I've seen some intricate weaving that is amazing. I think you can get like a better loom. I mean, I got this for $17 at Joann. So
yeah, years ago I went to Egypt and I went to a rug making factory.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's kind of sad because it's basically child labor. They have these like 4 or 5-year-old kids, you know, creating these like room size rugs on these massive looms, and they're so detailed, and I mean, they're really good at it. But I didn't ever see anything like that again in person until I went to TNNA, which is the needle arts trade show. Probably 4 years ago, and some of the big brands of, you know, loom makers come to that, obviously, to sell to yarn stores, and that was really cool to see it in person.
Nancy does a loom class. She used to do a class where she would go around and teach doing weaving.
Nancy,
I don't know why do I have to make that
right.
little hand motion?
Getting pearly with it, Nancy?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Okay,
and
cool.
She's done like a poncho. She's done a lot. So the thing that I got Raven is by Melissa and Doug, and they're a big toy maker, and they're known for like their wooden toys. So it's really sturdy, and I just need to put the legs on it. The one thing about teaching your kids how to do crafts is that you have to make the time to like teach them and monitor them. They don't just go off and do it. Well, Ryan, now she knows how to knit, but I have to cast one for her. And so if we decide to make a hat, then I have to teach her how to knit in the round. But actually Raven knit a couple, and Raven's 4. She knit a couple stitches on my Kaleidoscope.
Oh, wow.
And she was really proud. I mean, she actually did a really good job. We sang the song, and it wasn't the traditional song. It was only words that I could make up at the time. And she remembered, and she was so happy and so proud.
So are you going to sing the song for us?
Nah. When she's knitting again, and maybe I'll record her and she'll do it. She'll sing it.
All right, cool.
Yeah. But it wasn't about Jack. It wasn't about coming through a window. It was about sitting down, crisscross applesauce, and then something peeking through and jumping off, something like that. So yeah, I used to be a kindergarten teacher, so I can make up these things really quickly.
All right, I'm gonna take your word for that.
Yeah. So I'm not into gift knitting, mainly because I always worry about things fitting. I made my niece a sweater years ago and it didn't fit once I sent it to her. I made her a hat. I made her brother, my nephew, a bear. So stuff like that is easy because you don't have to worry about them fitting. But I always imagine that Tracee Ellis Ross will ask me to knit her a sweater.
Right? Dude, you should have asked her when we passed her on the street in New York last year.
We saw Tracee Ellis Ross last year?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh my gosh. All right, anyway.
Where?
We were on, like, right by Canal.
When we passed Glossier?
What?
When we passed, like, Glossier, the makeup
Yes.
store? Yeah,
was it? I don't know. I saw her. Maybe we were so busy talking.
Yeah, because I don't remember, because I would have. And I imagine that I would knit her a Sadhana. And maybe because I was wearing it at that time, because I was like imagining, and I was saying that I can see her wearing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who would you knit for?
Oh gosh.
One person.
Man, you're putting me on the spot here. I don't know.
I mean, obviously, I've been thinking about this a long time, right?
Yeah, it would have to be someone who's like on TV very frequently. Like, I don't know. I don't watch morning shows. That's a really good question. Comment below who you would knit for.
Who would you knit for? Yeah, I would so knit for Tracee Ellis Ross, and I would knit her something color work. Whatever it is, even if it's not Sadhana, it would be color work.
Someone has asked me to knit them their wedding dress. And
wow.
I'm not that close with her, but I would consider it if I didn't have so many projects in my queue. I didn't knit my own wedding dress. I was not about to do that. But do you follow the girl who is making her wedding dress?
Yeah, we met her last year. She was actually actively working on it at bowling.
Not her, although she is too.
You know someone else?
Yeah, this girl, and I'm drawing a blank on her name, so I apologize. I'm looking her up. Her Instagram handle is Getting Married. Oh, her name's Ray. Getting Married in a Sweater.
Okay. You send that to me.
This is her dress.
I can't see it.
Yeah, you're gonna have
maybe if I switch my view a little and make you bigger. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah. So she is super talented. This is some of the lace work.
Oh wow.
She worked in the industry, either the fashion industry or the yarn industry for a number of years, and so she brings a lot of skill to the table. But she was documenting it before COVID, and then I think she was supposed to get married in May, and then when they realized like their date was going to get scrapped, she ended up basically slowing down and taking more time to perfect all the detail, the bust, the arm line, some detailing that she's adding on here, and the train, and she's been documenting it.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
Yeah. She had an interview with Kristy Glass that was really inspiring. So that was
okay.
If you haven't seen that, you gotta check it out.
Got it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, I have socks on the needles. I have sweater. I'm gonna finish my RBG. I finished like the bottom part of the body. I need to cast on the other sleeve. I'll probably do that sometime next week. I have Christmas break coming up soon, so I'm going to be off work for about 2 weeks, and so I'll have a lot of time to focus on things then. And the next thing that I want to really get ready for and get done this season is Raven's Lola Bean. What is the name?
Olive and Bean.
Olive.
It's
Bean and Olive.
Bean and Olive. Andrea Mallory's daughter's name is Olive. And Adela's daughter's nickname is Bean. And I think it's some combination of their two names, because the two little girls modeled it. It was so adorable. And
so I'm going to cast that on so I can get that done for her before spring, because I want her to be able to wear it.
Sorry, I made a kit for you, but I keep saying I'm going to add kits to my shop. But this week I am dyeing the yarn for it. It's going to be like a gray base with both pink or green options for the color work. So,
yeah, and I did something different. I did the gray with the burgundy option.
Oh yeah, that was going to be super cute. So I can't wait.
Yeah. So I just have to wind the yarn and go from there. I just have so many things to do and to get done. I'm trying to decide if I want to do card sets again. How do I want to spend the time doing that if I want to do Etsy? So it's just a lot.
Yeah. And then next up in our mutual cues is the zipper sweater by Petite Knit.
Yes, and I don't know when my zipper is gonna get here, because I really wanted that particular zipper. I have to check my email and see, but I don't know how long it's supposed to take, and there's no tracking. But you know what color I want, and
and I just got a new blue dye for my shop. I'm gonna be developing some new colorways using that.
Now, let me tell you, that zipper sweater looks very unisex. And I can see a certain someone wanting me to make that for him. He has a sweater that looks like that. And so, you know, if I ever decide to make him a sweater, I would probably make him that one. But first I'm going to make it for myself. Yeah.
I would make that for Donovan. Maybe for next Christmas, if I get this one done for this Christmas.
So do you want to like cast that on in January?
You know, I cast on the current husband sweater this past January, and that hasn't gone so well. So
well, no, I'm not talking about Donovan's. I'm talking about yours.
Oh, you know, now I'm like not holding any promises on my cast on dates and finishes, because 2020 is just. I used to knit a sweater a month. I was on a good roll, but I don't know. Lately, I'm doing more detailed stuff, so it's a little bit harder.
Yeah, well, let me know, because I'm really interested in casting that on and just trying something new, especially with that zipper. As always, I have it styled in my head. I know how I want to wear it, what I want to wear it with.
Yeah.
Imagining I'm going somewhere.
And you're trying to do like this kind of blue, I think, something like that.
I think so. I have to change my view so I can see. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is a worsted with mohair. I'm not sure how much though.
Yeah. I'm like really torn between doing an oatmeal kind of neutral. Or I don't know. I have to wait till the color speaks to me.
I haven't done anything in blue. I'm thinking a lot about colors that I haven't knit with.
Yeah.
And so and I can just pair that with so many things if it's blue. Blue jeans, a mustard color jean. I mean, oh my God, the possibilities.
Styling your knits to me is super fun. I enjoy, you know, finding like maybe a skirt, a pair of pants, something else.
I haven't styled anything with the skirt yet.
I just got one of those Not Perfect linen skirts in like a mustard gold, and I found out a shop in Ann Arbor carries them. So like direct from, it's an Etsy shop called Not Perfect Linen. And it's
okay, never heard of it.
Yeah, I guess La Bien-Aimée and Kristy Glass, and who else wears a lot of them? I think Andrea Mowry wears them in some of her FO photos.
Okay.
But
then I know I've seen them.
High-waisted linen skirts. They're very flattering and comfortable. I think classic. And the shop in Ann Arbor, I guess, stocks like a rainbow of them.
Okay.
So next time I'm gonna go out that way, I'm gonna make a point to I think the shop is called Dear Golden. They have an Instagram.
Okay. I went to Michigan Fine Yarn. I haven't been anywhere, but when you said Ann Arbor, that made me think of the shop in Ann Arbor that I want to visit.
Spun?
Spun, yeah. I've heard really good things about them, but
it's a nice shop.
I haven't really been anywhere. I've gone to Michigan Fine Yarns. I had to pick up a skein of yarn to go with yarn I already had, but for the most part, I haven't been to any yarn shops. And it kind of makes me sad because I know that yarn shops right now are struggling.
Yeah.
Because of COVID, because they don't have their classes to fall back on because they can't have classes. So
yeah,
if you are a yarn enthusiast, consider buying from your local yarn shop. Some of them may have online. A lot of yarn shops are trying to switch over to an online platform, which can be really difficult if you haven't been doing that before. But definitely consider ordering from your local yarn shop because right now they need it.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I mean, it supports, when you support a yarn shop, it supports dyers.
Yes.
Have wholesale accounts with the yarn shop.
Yep.
And
yep.
So yeah, when you support small business, you really support the backbone of America.
Yeah. There was a question in Adela's post yesterday about the giveaway, like what does supporting a small business mean to you? And to me, supporting a small business is putting food on a family's table, paying a family's mortgage or rent or their car note or their kids' tuition. It could be for school or for some extracurricular activity. So it means a lot. I know when someone supports me, and I would say I wouldn't even consider my business a small business, but whenever you support my art, I know what it does for me. So
yeah,
definitely make sure you're supporting small businesses.
Definitely.
And speaking of support, I can't wait to get my kit from you or my zipper sweater because I'm really excited about that. I've thought about the modifications that I wanted to make already.
I'm thinking, so in addition to the zipper sweater, I want to get back to knitting another pair of socks. And I know last episode that we were together, which was episode 5, kind of threw around the idea of doing a sock knit along in the new year. And so
that would be nice.
Yeah, I know we had talked about maybe doing our podcast party.
Yeah.
But, and this is my Lean Mean Machine 80/20 base, but I'm not dyeing a special colorway. And I don't have any of it handy here, but I have a sock base that's marled Peruvian wool mixed with nylon and something else that I'm drawing a blank on, of course, right now. But it's got this, I have, where is it? I can't even reach it. Anyway, I knit my Love Note sweater in it, and I have kits for that sweater in the shop. And it's really good. It just creates this gorgeous texture with the yarn, and I really want to make a pair of socks with that. So if you are a sock knitter and you are interested in a little sock make along for the new year, comment below and tell me if you would like a new colorway developed for that, or what ideas you have, because we're all about collaboration with our audience.
Yeah, I would love to do a sock knit along.
Yeah,
socks can be fast or slow. It just depends on what you're feeling like. I know for me, I knit my socks fast when I want to know what they're going to look like finished.
Mm-hmm.
But I knit them slow when I'm like, oh, okay, this is just stripes, whatever. So
yeah,
I'm excited. I can't wait to get these done. Once I get past the ribbing, like I said, I'll fly through it.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see all our knitting progress by the next episode.
Yeah.
And now that we're doing Zoom, maybe we can record again. It's sometime in December.
Yeah. You know what? As long as I have a quiet house, we're good. I mean, but you know, our audience may not mind hearing someone say mommy 10 times or busting in the room or.
Well, at least my dogs aren't fussing this episode like the last.
Yeah, Zoe's actually pretty quiet, and I'm gonna take her outside here in a minute. But she's pretty quiet. She was in here for a little while, but I think she's gone back downstairs to sunbathe.
We could do. Yeah, what's the insurance commercial where they're doing a Zoom and someone's like vacuuming during it?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like every time I Zoom, someone's cutting grass.
Oh, really?
Or blowing leaves. Someone's cutting grass right now or blowing leaves.
Right.
All the time.
Well, my husband started up his muscle car.
Mm-hmm.
All sorts of noise right outside my window.
I think, didn't he do that last time?
Yes, he does it every time. And I tell him, like, please keep the dogs quiet. Take them for a walk. Please don't be stomping through the house. And of course, like 5 minutes ago, I heard him stomping. I heard him fire up the Camaro. There's all sorts of noise. So I guess it's just time for me to sign off.
Well, I think this is good for our first time via Zoom.
Yeah.
It is my hope that we are able to be in person sometime soon. If not, we have this wonderful technology that we can take advantage of.
Definitely. Well, it was
so
nice
until
chatting with you.
Say that again.
It was nice chatting with you.
You too. And I still have to drop some yarn off to you as well.
You do?
To over dye, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'll figure out when I want to do that. But until next time, thank you for tuning in again. Old subscribers, welcome back. And we welcome new subscribers. So if you like this video, click like and subscribe.
Yeah, until next time.